My name is Lauren Murfree. I am an anthropology psychology major actually, and I have an international studies certificate. Anthropology means looking at people and how they interact through that culture and how that influences their reactions to the world and interactions and that kind of stuff. For someone trying to come into the major, they probably want to be passionate about learning about different cultures, because if you're not, you're in the wrong field. If you don't like learning about new things, new food, new different systems of living, new languages, new different ways of thought, even religions, if you're not comfortable with that, probably not the field for you. If you're comfortable with any of that, even just one, you could totally do it and just like specialize in that little field. You can do so much. Everyone's like, oh, you're not going to find in the classified section. I'm like, no, you're not. You're not going to be able to look at the yellow books like, okay, anthropologists for hire. Nah, not going to find that. You're not going to be able to Google it. You're not going to do any of that stuff. But if you get networks, that's why the professors are the most important thing, because they already have the networks. So networking is the most important, but you can do so much once you get that network. You could work Department of Health. You could work CDC. You could work, I'm thinking of this medical stuff because I'm medical. There's a lot of different things you can do with just a bachelor's degree, but generally they're not directly related to your field. So I know a couple people that graduate with me or work at the prosecutor's office now. So definitely with the bachelor's, it kind of narrows you a little bit, but if you really are passionate about it, you get in the field and you're like, I really love anthropology, and you've done research and your grades are decent, like my grades will be awesome, we're the best, but I still get into grad school. So do things in the community, doing research, activism for the people you're researching, you can get into grad school and go further. I'm actually from Pennsylvania, so I took my first anthropology class out in Pennsylvania at a small private college, and I was hooked. I wanted to do something medical related, and I loved history. And I took the first anthropology class out in Pennsylvania, and I fell in love. Like, the professor was just awesome. She actually was an English professor, and she just taught the anthropology class because she got to be an anthropologist over in Somalia. So it was very interesting, this combination of understanding people in different languages and how they view the world. So like a combination of psychology and history and, different perspectives and, international relations and how this interacted with their culture and the Western world coming over with the missionaries. And it just sparked my interest completely. And I was like, I'm going to do this. But then I found out they didn't have the major there at that college because anthropology is a very, very small field. So I actually moved out here with my sister and lived with my sister for a while and got into the position I was able to come here. I actually wasn't a women's studies major, but I got very connected with women's studies majors here. I started the first pro-choice club on campus, actually. So starting student org was a big accomplishment of mine. And I ran the student org along with the feminist club, so I helped out. But one of our biggest accomplishments, I think, was we had like social with the Students for Life, actually. And we actually were able to come together and just kind of do crafts and hang out and be cordial. And I was like, this is impressive. Look at this. If we can do it, why can't politicians? So that was one of my accomplishments, I know personally. Also, I was able to do research with Dr. Oden on different contraceptive methods and birth control and attitudes towards those, and was able to internship at Planned Parenthood. So we had that internship already set up for people coming into anthropology want to do like contraceptive health or any kind of public health with them now. So that's some accomplishment of mine for the department directly, and personally just I work a lot, so getting through school with a decent GPA and passing my classes and actually getting to grad school was a huge accomplishment of mine. So the research basically was looking at different attitudes, perceptions of students, and we were able to find out there's some gaps in knowledge, especially from freshman and sophomore year to junior and senior year, and the gaps in knowledge kind of pertain to the long-term methods, so like IUDs and the implant and those kind of things, and this ick factor kind of freaked out about it, like, oh, I don't want something floating around my body, it's going to move up into my shoulder or something like that. So these like the wandering uterus worry, like things are going to wander around. So it was interesting because you think that would be completely gone by now, but it still kind of hung around. I don't know if it's just because it's northeastern Indiana or what it is. And there's definitely those gaps in knowledges. And the older students were actually trying to like, talk to younger students about these kind of things. So kind of like self-teaching each other. So with my club, I'm like, okay, well, now that I know there's gaps, we can kind of work with Planned Parenthood, or we can kind of, work at the club and like offer classes, and Planned Parenthood can come in and like, hey, we need a class on long-term birth control on campus, obviously. So we've offered that already, and we're gonna offer in the fall, like, hey, we're gonna have classes on, what is IUD and what is the implant, and what's the, side effects and the different pros and cons of it, because a lot of people are very confused about it, and especially freshmen and sophomore girls. So we're gonna try to, I know I'm gonna be gone, but I have my girls set up for the fall. So I'm like, okay, girls, you guys want more education in the fall, right? Like, right? That's what you want to do. So, and they already have connections, so they can pull on that to get people to come in for educational classes. So, it's kind of like turning that into action, because I want to do applied anthropology, which is actually more, you study the people and you help them in some way, and you get something back. So you're not just gonna take all this information, write your dissertation and leave. Like, sorry, thank you so much for your culture. I love it. I love your outfits. I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna study it, I'm gonna write my book, and then I'm gonna leave and never come back. Like, I don't wanna do that as an anthropologist. I wanna leave something behind that's actually, valuable to the people there too. So that's why it's kind of like a little dry run and see how I could do that here, so.